Good evening, and welcome to another edition of African Americans Ain't Africans, the thing show that proves without a shadow of a doubt that the so called African American didn't find his way to America in the trunk of a ship. I'm your host, the Indigenous one. I got an email from a young lady, and she doesn't understand the term American or what it's supposed to mean. So, this is for you, Ebony. So, and I hope other people can, get something from it. When you look at these words and terms that we use, one of the things that we have to do is to remember these are not our words and terms. These are what other people think, or when they first ran into America, these people had words to describe those people and to describe what they saw. They had words. And we have to go on that by what they were saying and who came through here and what not. What peoples came through here? What peoples, when they saw this place, what did they say? What was their description of what they saw? And I think this is a thing that many in the African American, Black, Negro, color community really doesn't pay attention to. And so what I want to do, and this is what I wanted to share with Ebony, so you can get all that, you can stop the confusion, because mostly everything that's going on in the so-called African American community is to confuse them. That means you can extract from them more. Okay? When you have a confused person, you can rip them off everything. And that's what you have with the African American, Black, Negro community. And, one of the things that is not in the forefront of what they're asking is, where are all these immigrants coming from? And why are they coming here on top of you, the most broke down people that, every time you're described as something shitty? So, give you the definition of America and give it to you from a couple of other views so you can have it and you can understand it. I'm going to try to make this as simple as wiping your butt. So when you go to the 1828 dictionary, now this is and this is the only reason it's important. I'm not saying that this language is important, because no language is more important than your own. Baboons don't talk the language of lions. That doesn't work. So this is what these people who are coming into America, this is what they're saying about the land. This is what they're saying about the people. And this is the description they give of the people. Now, this is 1828. Go back into your history and find your people in 1820 and see if they don't fit this description. A native of America. Now, what does native mean? Because a lot of us get confused on the term native. We call ourselves Native American. Yeah, we are born here. But other people take that word and skew it to make you think something else. People are saying they're born here. That's all a Native American is. You're born here. You go to California, they have hotels rented out to Russian and Chinese women so they can come over here, have a baby born here, so they can call it an American. I know most of you know that. A native of America. Originally, what does originally mean? It used to be back in the day, originally applied to the Aboriginals or copper colored races. Now, you know, remember, when you hear people speak, and even if you don't like what they say, pick out the good stuff. That'll help you. And when this says copper colored races, what I'm saying is pennies. What do we have around us every day? Pennies. Look at them. Who do they look like? They look just like you. Some are red, some are brown, some are shiny, some are dull. You. Talking about you, Ebony. Found here by the Europeans. What they saying? These people were here when they got here. We don't teach that in school. We don't pay attention to that. No. But now, what does but now mean? Somebody. What does but now mean? But now. What does that mean? I know somebody know. But now apply to the descendants of the Europeans born in America. They just came and hijacked your shit, and all you want to do is watch the game. That's what's done to you. And all you want to do is sit and complain and bitch and whine with each other over what somebody else is doing to you. This is the African American. This is the Negro. This is the colored. You would turn in, you would give up everything so somebody can come and pimp you like a hoe. Oh, but it doesn't stop there. Check this out. The name American must always exalt the pride of patriotism. Now you see why all these people are running over here. It isn't what you think you are, it's what you are. Right? It's just that simple. What does that mean? They're talking about you. Everybody wants to be an American. The world is jam-packed with people from other places, and they're bringing their ideas. And your ideas are cast aside. Your ideas don't even come to the forefront. People from other places that don't do what you do are coming over here trying to usurp what you are. Is that making sense? Is that making sense? Seriously. Is it making sense? So, what we do now, so we take the word American because, remember, this is British. Oh, you hear about the British, blah, blah, blah. We don't speak Spanish here. We really speak in a form of German. but this is the English language up here. So we don't speak Spanish here mainly. We don't speak French here mainly. Yes, it's spoken here, but not mainly. All the media is in English, right? This is for you, Ebony. I'm trying to make it as simple as possible. So we speak English. We speak English here. So, what I want to get you to see is that other people came here too, and other people were describing what they saw when they got here. And when you look at their definitions of what they said, and then you translate them to the English language, you will see that it's a total flip flop of what the English, the British, or whoever, the German. And I like to use, we really got to get into that German type thing, because that really had a lot of influence in the way stuff is shaped here. Everything they've done has been that German SS bullshit. Damn near everything. It's the one and the same. So when we look at what other people say, what they saw, and it wasn't just the people, it was just the land, the animals, everything, the trees. They were so giving and so rich. And I hope, and I'm making this plain, it was an abundance of it. The people, there was no need to fuss and fight. It was enough for everyone. And one of the things that I've learned early is when you let the victors tell your story, you've already lost. When somebody else is telling your story, you have already lost. You have the modern day African American, Negro, colored, African American, whatever you want to call them. They're broken down into so many fine groups that the concept of unity eludes them. Just one boom, we have allowed ourselves to be broken down into, how many grains of sand on the beach do you see? Because we refuse to be what we are. So this is when you break down the word American, you can call it American, but you can also call it AmeRican. There were other people that came through, Portuguese, French, Spanish. They all had words for it. So wouldn't it be intelligent of us to look at what they said? Right? Because the English came and picked up their word, but they twisted it to fit what they had in mind for themselves. This is simple. Simple. So when you look up the word America, AMERICA, I'm sorry. When we look up the word Rica, it means rich. You translate it to English, it's in Spanish. Rica is rich. Rich. What do we identify with as rich? When we say rich, what are we saying? What do we say? When we say somebody rich, what are we saying? Somebody who paid, somebody who got a lot of, all that fruit on the tree. Rich. It was rich. It was giving. I don't want no more. You can have some. right? I mean, would that make sense? It's rich. It's a lot of. It's an abundance. It's an abundance. That's what other people said when they saw you, right? Then you take the other part. You take the other part of the word. Now, this is what I'm saying. This is what I'm saying. You have to know yourself. You got to know yourself. Trying to be other people, be other characters in a book, it's going to get you fucked up. Seriously. So we see Rica means rich. And the Spanish, let's say the Spanish came, Christopher Columbus, we all know the blah. This is his word translated into English. And you have to admit that the Negro is a loving, really, really, really it's a feeling, and you know what I'm saying when I mean it. It's a feeling, that love. It flows through the air. It's like everybody wants it. That's why everybody's coming here, because we're not into that no more. So this is the Spanish word for love. Love, love rich, or rich love. That's what that term America translates into. It's just that simple. I mean, we won't even teach our kids a class on that. Everybody wants to be you, but you want to be anything but you, right or wrong. As long as you can't run away from yourself. See, you can run away, and other people can come just take what you running away from. Ain't that what's happening now? So, Ebony, I hope that was a simple explanation. And I just told you, I just wanted to give you 3 simple things to think about as you're going through your everyday life. And remember this: when you don't have a pulse on your environment, what good are you? Don't you have don't you have the Acamax? Don't they have a pulse on their environment? Aren't these people coming from other places after their families have spread out over the years and seeing that their people are being wiped out, neglected in their own homes? I'm sure you're doing the same thing, right? See, this is what I'm saying. We're not thinking of that. We trying to get the new purse. We trying to sit and watch the game. This is what the indigenous people of America do now, right now, the majority of them now. And will look at you like what I'm supposed to do. I'm doing what I'm supposed to do. So the rich love people, who would you give that title to in America today? Who would you give that title to in America today? Hmm? Who would you give that title to? With the people coming from India? You give that title to them? The people coming from Afghanistan? You'll give that people to the you'll give that title to them? The people that came from Korea, you'll give that title to them? Remember, these are things that you make possible. So when you don't have a pulse on your environment, what good are you? See, that's what the African American is going to have to come to grips with, because they're going to, many of them realize, and here's an example how many of them realize. Remember all those people who were in that Obama Biden camp? Remember all them? See, you don't hear them no more, because now they seen that they made complete asses of themselves, and they're going to be quiet and shut up and not come up with no solutions to the problem. They help make the problem, and now they don't have nothing to fix. So we got to remember, keep your pulse on those type of people, because other people are coming in trying to be you and tell you stuff, and you should know off the bat that they're not you. They're not your mama. They're not your grandmama. So come on. I don't have to tell you the millions of different life forms and species that is on this planet. There are life forms and species on this planet that you have never seen. And they get along very well with other species and life forms on the planet, which means us not being able to come up with a way to solve our problems is beyond ludicrous. I mean, for real? Somebody always got to come up with a way to fix your problem. Somebody always got to give us something. We don't have the wherewithal and the ingenuity to be a species on this planet. Well, what we have around us to use that to advance ourselves? Huh? We're not like that. We're not like that. No. Because basically what we do is what other people tell us to do. I'm not saying this is everybody. There are millions of brothers who are out there doing things, just living in the forest, that's doing shit that would blow your mind. But that's not an interest to you, because your interest is somewhere else. What we don't do, we don't use the resources that we have at our disposal for ourselves. We'd rather let other people have them so they can make something and sell it back to us. Right or wrong? You damn right. So, last thing. So, one of the things that has to really piss you off is the fact that the African American, Black, Negro, colored, etc., is never proactive into taking their lives in their own hands. They'd rather leave that to someone else. This is for you, Ebony. I know you're 20, but just keep this, in the front of your mind. You ever notice that the African American is not proactive in nothing? He waits for other people to tell him what to do. And this is the solution to that problem, is the definition that I gave you tonight. See, we look at all the people, we look at all the incoming foreigners as our saviors, as Americans coming to save us, while they're trying to be you, right or wrong, right or wrong. So this is all I'm saying, Ebony, and to the rest of you who are listening is, look, talking about you. The plan was to get you to not think about yourselves in any kind of way other than loser, other than, well, what, remember them little cartoons they used to have back in the 50s, the 40s and 50s, of just the Negro just coning, them little blackface movie where they just had the Negro just yazzabozzing. That's really, I mean, that's really what we're doing now. The world makes itself rich while you let them make you poor. So, Ebony, I hope that was cool for you. The American, they talking about the rich love that they get from America and the people. Every time they want somebody to laugh, who do they bring in? You. Every time they want some music, who do they bring in? You. You have to stop letting the world use you as pocket change. That's all I'm saying. So, Ebony, hit me back. Let me know what you think about this. I hope it was cool, and I'll share it with the audience. Audience, thank you guys for hanging with us tonight. Peace.